We have the privilege of being joined by one Doc Coyle of Bad Wolves. Looking forward to this show coming up about a month from now. This is going to be fun. It should be a good time. You guys, along with Pop Evil. That's Thanksgiving weekend.
Friday night.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tradition that I'm just never home for Thanksgiving. So
Really?
it's in keeping with the yearly tradition of just being playing road games, for that holiday. But got to be on the road that time of year, November, end of the year. It's always a fun time. And yeah, this tour, I can't tell you how excited we are for this tour.
Have you guys done any dates yet?
No, all summer summer leading up till now, we've been doing a bunch of festival dates. So we did like Rocklahoma and Aftershock Festival and Incarceration and Sturgis. And so we've just been doing like all these flying in for shows, and it's been a lot of fun actually, because all the shows have been great. Like none have been duds, none have been like, oh, this thing amp blew up or nothing like that. It's been really smooth. So, and we're actually flying to Canada this weekend to do a radio show up in Edmonton.
Oh, wow.
So it's like super cold. So I'm like, it's like 80 degrees here in LA, and I get to like bust out my winter coat for a couple days.
So you say you're usually on the road, at Thanksgiving. I'm always curious what, rock stars' life is like around the holidays as we approach Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Who's at home at your house, and like, are you more of a Halloween guy, Christmas guy, what?
To me, it's like really there's two holidays, all right? There's Halloween and Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. Everything else is kind of like a distant third. I mean, it's like I feel like New Year's kind of loses its luster
Yes.
once you hit a certain age.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not that pumped on Flag Day. All right. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It's like President's Day. Everyone's mad at the president. No one's excited. Doesn't matter who the president is.
Right.
They're just not, no one's excited.
Right.
It's just, it's tough. So I think those are the two holidays that we're excited about, because I think you need decorations,
Yeah.
That's the problem with like winter. I think we need a new holiday that's not Valentine's Day after Christmas that we can like.
But people do decorate. There's lights on houses now for Valentine's Day. Halloween's become like a big light
Massive.
show. And, you do have that. I like Thanksgiving because it's a day where you sit around, eat yourself stupid, and watch football. Like, I feel like that's a great holiday that we rush over real quick to get to Christmas. And I feel like Thanksgiving sometimes doesn't get its just due of how good it really, truly is.
No, I know, but at least Christmas, okay, you eat, and then you have basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And then Easter, you eat. I think all of them you're eating.
Always.
Okay?
Everything's eating.
We're doing that.
Yeah.
All right. We have some consistency.
Now wait, except
in that.
Halloween.
You
Except Halloween. I mean, we're eating candy, but we're not having some big meal. That's the one we don't.
Halloween's partying.
Yes,
We're partying
right,
on Halloween. All right.
right.
Different vibe.
Are you a big costume guy for Halloween?
It's like I'll always be thinking of things. I'll get ideas, and then I never execute. I'm always too busy. And then me and my lady are always like, "Oh, we should have did this." And then so this year, yeah, I'll be around actually this year. So we'll have to see if we can make it happen. But I feel like unless there needs to be a plan, like a party,
Right.
an event.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what's going on this year, so we'll see. But a lot of times I've been gone for Halloween, and then last year I with God forbid my other band, we did the Headbangers Boat, the Lamb of God
nice.
cruise.
Yeah.
So I know we were dressing up for that. We brought some stuff on because like all those cruises you do, there's like themes and like all different kinds of fun nights and that stuff.
So you did the solo thing and you covered Aerosmith, Living on the Edge. Of all the Aerosmith songs you could have done, what made you choose that one, just out of curiosity?
It was like kind of the idea between me and one of the other band members. It was supposed to be for Bad Wolves, but it's always been one of my favorite Aerosmith songs, and especially just that 90s era.
Yeah.
That's like, kind of late 80s into 90s, because I was just an MTV kid.
Yeah.
So I would just be watching MTV all day. So all those music
Crying.
videos. Yeah. Well, even what's funny, like even something like, Dream On, there was a version of it that with Michael Kamen that was on the Last Action Hero
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
That like, I know that version more than I know
The
the
actual.
original. Or like they even like, made a music video for Sweet Emotion that came out in the late 80s, even though the song came out earlier. Like so, so they were kind of introduced to this band almost as that all the stuff was new, but it was classic. But nah, man, those videos, like I think people, obviously the songs are incredible, but the kind of amount of like cultural capital those music videos had, like it like launched like Alicia Silverstone
Yeah.
and Liv Tyler, and like there was, and and Edward Furlong being in this one. There was just so much kind of like the level of detail and the budgets, and like they're really iconic, and it's all that stuff kind of sticks with you. And I think it's just a cool song. The structure of it is not the most linear, and it just turned out like because I kind of heavied it up a little bit, but not really on purpose. I just kind of did what made sense, and it just translates very well, I think.
So the Animal Instinct tour, again, we're Friday, November 29th. So the day after Thanksgiving, I was thrilled about that because not only do we not have to get up early that morning, we get to sleep in and then come out and party with you guys. You and Pop Evil, two bands that Columbus and everybody who listens to the Blitz here in Columbus have embraced and love. And you guys have been here multiple times and we love it every time you're here. Have you toured with them before? Do you know those guys in Pop Evil?
So again, I mentioned my other band, God Forbid, kind of a lot more heavier kind of metal band. We did a tour with them in 2012. It was called the Trespass America tour. So it was Five Finger Death Punch, Killswitch Engage, Trivium, Emir, Pop Evil, and this band Battlecross. So I go like way back with them.
Oh, okay.
But I was playing like a much different style of music, and we couldn't have been like further apart in terms of style. And it's in a weird way, it's kind of ironic now that Bad Wolves, which is a lot more in kind of line musically, where we just fit together extremely well. And it's cool because we just did Rocklahoma. We played like back to back. We got to meet up with the guys and kind of reconnect. And it's pretty much most of the same guys. Because I thought maybe there was a little more turnover in the band, but
Really?
it's most of the same guys since then. So it's really cool. And honestly, man, it was really fun just hanging out with them. And there's a lot of mutual respect, I think, and kind of admiration and appreciation, because it's, sometimes it's hard to put packages together and get the kind of right bands where it complements each other and it works. So I think each of us is very excited to like feel like you have a partner in crime out there. And then we have some really great support acts in Oni and Sierra Pilot. So I think it's just top to bottom. It's going to be a very, very powerful show.
We love Pop Evil, except for this one little thing. They're Michigan guys, and they always play the Michigan fight song every time they come here, and they do it because they know it bugs us, but we still love them. What about do you have a team?
Well, I'm a Giants fan. I'm from New Jersey, so
He's an Eagles fan.
No, I'm not. What are you talking about?
I mean, he's a Cowboys
I hate
fan.
the Eagles more than the Giants, believe me. But I'm a Cowboys fan.
Well, that's old. That's old. Rivalry right there. A lot of deep burns going on. So
I think you guys.
Best of luck.
You guys kind of have that similar. I don't want to use the word road warrior because it's so cliche, but for lack of a better term, that's what you guys and Pop Evil, I feel like, have in common, because I've known Lee and those guys forever since they were like the house band back in Grand Rapids, and it's awesome to watch their rise and kind of how they've done their thing. And you guys took a similar path where just playing out. More people came and kind of came to that party. So it's kind of interesting that you say you guys meshed together pretty well, because you had like almost a similar trajectory to get to where you are now.
So much of the way I think heavy music fans connect with not only the bands but with each other is through live shows. And it's the kind of the one of the main things I think you're in a lot of you have the most control over in terms of how well you're going to find new fans is going out and playing live. And so it's what we do. And I this past year I wish we could have toured even more, because we put a record out at the end of 2023 and I just wanted to like expose the band as much and get out there. But the tours we have done, like we did one with POD earlier this year, which was awesome. And I think this one will really, kind of wrap everything up nice. But that's what you got to do. You got to go out, you got to play, you got to meet people where they're at, shake hands and kiss babies and all the whole shebang and bang.
And everything with DL that I've seen, like from the tours you guys have been on, he's got a lot of range in his voice. Like, it's really impressive. And he sounds just as good singing the older Bad Wolves stuff songs as he does the stuff you guys have done together.
He's incredible, man. And the thing about it, not sure what people know, but like he was brand new to singing in a band, to being a lead singer of a band. He was a guitar player for his whole life. And this was his first time he was ever the front man. So he was kind of learning on the job, but he's just, all he does is get better. Literally every time we do a tour, he gets better. He adds something. He adds a new voice. He adds a new thing. His banter, the way he moves on stage, the way just he has completely embodied the role in a way that I just kind of stand back and just be impressed. And I'm really proud of just all the work he's put in. And and just listening to him, I just love his voice. And we go back after the show and we listen to the little clips that people post. I'm like, this dude can sing his ass off, man, and it's awesome.
Do you have a favorite track to play live?
Interestingly enough, on this next tour, we're adding like probably my two favorite songs from the record to the set list. But I'm gonna leave it a surprise. I can't be giving it away.
But it's one of those two.
It's funny. I tend to like the songs that aren't maybe the big single. Because I think when bands make records, we don't really think about it like, oh, this is the single, this is the key track. You kind of like you make the songs, and that's not even that I even write all the songs, but you become a fan of things in different ways. But then live, you only get to play maybe half the songs or 75%. But I love trying to fit in at least playing everything once on one tour, just getting in there, because it shouldn't just be meant to be listened to. Like you want to like feel it and express that. There's a couple songs, and we've had this thing where we'll like experiment. We'll just pick like a deep cut off a record, and then it'll end up being our favorite part of the set. Like, so there's a song we've been playing, actually, you asked for this one called Comatose off, not this record, but our previous record, Dear Monsters, and kind of a deep cut song, but song that we always loved. And we're like, let's just put this in the set. And it became like the highlight of the set.
Nice.
Even though it's maybe not everyone knew it, it's just the song was so good, it just connected. You know?
But you know what? I love that, because all of us have, albums, and there's songs that aren't hit songs, but there are songs on those albums from bands, and we love them, and we never hear them live when we go see these bands. So the fact that I wish everybody did stuff like that, because that deep cut that you're going to play, there's people in there listening that's their favorite song on the album, and they're going to love that you do that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, especially I just look at live as its own thing, right? And so even if you don't know a song, if it just works in that environment, it just works.
Yep.
So like we've been playing a song called Knife, which was like a B-side from the new album, and it kind of just came out after the fact, and it's on the heavier side. Our new guitar player has this insane scream voice, so he's screaming a lot in the verses, and the song is like very technical and cool, and it's just something where I'm like, and it actually streamed really well, but I'm like, I don't know how many people know this, but we know this is a live banger, and people are going to be snapping their necks and jumping up and down no matter what. And it's just like, hey, this works and it's fun, and let's just do that. And then within that, we're always going to sprinkle in, we have, 6 number one active rock songs. So we're always going to sprinkle in most of those throughout the set, so that obviously like people are familiar with stuff, and it's songs people know, and the songs that are in the top 10 on Spotify and all that. But then with stuff that we enjoy and just mixes it up. But the live show's got to be all about the energy. Is it pumping? Is it, and that's what it's all about.
Behind you, and you probably know this, but you have a Cobra featuring Sylvester Stallone picture, and a picture of Cyborg, the old Van Damme movie.
I got Goodfellas, got Lethal Weapon. The whole room is covered in movie posters.
It's awesome.
Now, are those by choice, or are those like, fond memories, or did you just pick them up along the way and go, oh, that's a cool movie poster?
Well, it's funny, the Cobra poster, I actually think it's just, like, Cobra is a good movie, but it's almost like the poster is even better than the movie. And then if you watch Beverly Hills Cop 2, what's his name? Judge Reinhold's character has a Cobra poster.
Billy, yeah.
And it just made me want the Cobra poster. So I'm like, and it's so prescient because that movie comes out like 1988.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was like, even back then, they're like, Cobra is the most 80s of cop ridiculous movies. And then Cyborg's not even good, but the poster's sick. And John Berkland, the drummer from Bad Wolves, for my birthday one year, he got me like 3 or 4 different posters. So there's like a Universal Soldier poster over here. He knows that I'll appreciate it. But I'm a Van Damme stan. I love me some Van Damme.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cobra's wasn't that you're the disease and I'm the cure?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm the cure.
Absolutely. He shot him up in the grocery store at the beginning of
It's
the
the
movie.
way of the new world.
Yes.
Now, I will give you some trivia about Cyborg that you may or may not know. A movie critic that I had on a previous radio show was a diehard film guy. And Cyborg, the sets and the costumes were actually from the not commissioned sequel to the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe live action movie that came out. Same company produced it. They had all those sets and all those costumes. They used them for that movie when they canceled the He-Man movie.
So that was that Orion or Kuroko?
That one, the second one you said. Yeah, the second one.
I mean, so listen, first off, I actually do rep the first Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren.
Right.
It's like, I think it's kind of sick. All right. I haven't seen it in a while. I'm sure it didn't age well, but as a kid, that was what I jammed. So the fact that we didn't get a sequel is disappointing. Was it Dolph Lundgren even supposed to be in the sequel?
Yeah, they were supposed to greenlight the whole thing. In fact, there's a cut scene at the end of it where Skeletor pops back up and is like, I'll be back.
Yeah.
And then never came back.
Frank Langella, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, they used since they had already had the sequel planned when it didn't get picked up, they were like, what can we do with all this stuff? Oh, let's do Van Damme. Let's put Van Damme in it. And they made the Cyborg movie, which the other guy is also in Point Break. He's one of the guys that Keanu Reeves and Patrick's with Anthony Kiedis.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same dude. So.
Trust me, if you look right here, I have like a wall filled with like 4K Blu-rays. Like, I'm insane. I'm obsessed.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Well, hey man, we appreciate you taking time out of your day and schedule to hang with us. We will look forward to seeing you in just a little over a month or so here in Columbus.
November 29th, Bluestone. I don't know if you ever played there. You're going to love this venue.
Cool venue.
It's an awesome venue.
I'm trying to think if we did play there.
It's an old church.
I mean, a really old church, stained glass windows. I mean, it is just an incredible venue.
I'm excited. Yeah. Listen, I think this tour is going to be great. We're doing a lot of stuff in Ohio. We have 3 shows in Ohio on this tour.
Ohio's a big fan.
No, we're really looking forward to it. We got just a banger of a set, and it's I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I've been doing a lot of work behind, I've been making all the intros with me and my bass player and getting all the flows and everything. We're in it. So.
Can't wait.
Very cool. Well, you take care. You have fun. We will see you and the guys coming up in November, and very much looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for the support and playing the band and supporting the band and just doing stuff like this. It just means the world to us.
Awesome, man.
Ditto, man.
Love
Thanks, Doc. Have a good one.
Take care. Cheers.